जमुना माई की जय,
जय
तुलसी देवी की जय,
जय
भक्ति देवी की जय,
जय
सोमवेता भक्त वृंद की जय,
जय।
गौर प्रेम आनंदे.
हरि हरि बोल।
All glories to the assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा
All glories to the assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्णा
All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavad Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
नमो
Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम
Om
नमो
Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
ओम नमो
Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
We're continuing our brief detour to the Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila, chapter 23, wandering about Navadvip on the day the Lord delivered Chandkazi. And here we are at verse 270 in the Kirtan party on the way to Chandkazi's house.
Do I continue to read?
Please.
এইসব কীর্তনে নাচয় গৌরচন্দ্র ব্রহ্মাদি সেবয় যার পাদ পদ্ম দ্বন্দ্ব।
Gaurachandra, whose lotus feet are served by the demigods, headed by Brahma, danced in the midst of this chanting.
নাচে বিশ্বম্ভর জগৎ ঈশ্বর ভাগীরথী তীরে তীরে যার পদধূলি হই কুতূহলী সবেই ধরিল শিরে।
Vishambhar, the Lord of the universe, danced on the bank of the Ganges. All the people there happily took the dust from his feet on their heads.
অপূর্ব বিকার নয়নে সুধার হুঁকার গর্জন শুনি হাসিয়া হাসিয়া শ্রীভুজ তুলিয়া বলে হরি হরি বাণী।
He displayed wonderful symptoms of ecstatic love. Tears flowed from his eyes, and he roared loudly. He raised his hands and smiled as he chanted the name of Hari. Om Gyanati Mirandasya Gyananjanasya. Okay, one more. Go ahead.
Okay. মদন সুন্দর গৌরব কলেবর দিব্য বাস পরিধান চাঁচর চিকুরে মালা মনোহরে যেন দেখি পঞ্চবাণ।
The body of gold was more beautiful than that of Cupid. The fine cloth he wore and the flower garland adorning his curly hair acted like the 5 arrows of Cupid. Commentary: the 5 arrows of Cupid are sammohan, illusion; unmadana, intoxication; shoshana, evaporation, apana, affliction, and stambandha, panna, detention. It is also stated, dravana shosham, ban tapanam, mohanadam, unmadanam, cha kamas bana pancha prakirtita. The 5 arrows are dravana, liquefaction, shoshan, tapan, mohana, bewilderment, and unmada. Om Gyanati Mirandasya, Gyananjana Shalakaya, Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama, Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, Stapitam Jena Bhutale, Shayam Rupakata Mayam, Dadati Shapandantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Before speaking, I'd like to ask for permission and blessings from all the devotees, and particularly the seniors, by age or by advancement in Krishna consciousness. Thank you. So Cupid, in this material world, is attracting everyone. And the attraction of Cupid is generally signified by the attraction of man for woman and woman for man. And under that influence of Cupid, the whole world is running. There's so many songs, so many literatures, shows, movies, everything. And practically the central point is always that Cupid function. And here we see that Lord Caitanya, or Gauranga, he is more attractive than Cupid. In fact, in the Brahma Samhita says that Lord Krishna is attracting hundreds and thousands of Cupids, millions of Cupids. So this is the opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that was exhibited by Lord Chaitanya, even though he was in the mood and the attitude of the gopis, the devotees. Still, he showed this supreme attractive feature. And in the previous verse, we read that he was exhibiting all the signs of ecstatic love as he chanted the holy names along the bank of the Ganges. And it's interesting because, of course, those signs of ecstatic love are manifest in the bodies and the personalities of great advanced devotees. And it's recommended that neophytes, such as ourselves, not imitate those symptoms to make a show, which is often, it's not unusual that happens in the world, make a show of some kind of ecstasy just to get appreciation or following. But in one of the earliest treaties that Srila Prabhupada submitted, he described the 8 symptoms of ecstatic love on chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. He says that in the beginning, one may not experience these symptoms of ecstatic love, like, what are they? Do you know? Let's just get a few. Come on.
Standing our hairs.
What's that?
Trembling,
Trembling.
perspiration.
Yes, trembling.
Yeah, getting tears in the eyes, perspiration, ecstatic.
Hair
Crying.
standing on end.
Yes. feeling as if feeling as if stopped. Yeah. So, of course, those are sometimes mentioned in prayers by great devotees like Narottam Das Thakur says, Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharir, hori hori bolite nayane babeni. That when the devotee is praying, when I chant the name Gauranga, will my eyes be filled, decorated with tears of love, and my body will be, hairs will stand on end. And so these are various experiences of transcendental bliss, love, of ecstasy, of in Krishna service. And those are being exhibited here by Lord Chaitanya as a devotee of Krishna for everyone to see. Sometimes devotees will cover or control those just because they don't want the general population to misunderstand or become carried away. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met Ramananda Roy in South India on the banks of the Godavari, he began, because Ramananda Roy was his eternal servant in great love, and he checked those symptoms of ecstasy because there were some Brahmins there which were not advanced in devotional service. There were more materialistic Brahmins that were accompanying Ramananda Roy, so he didn't want to exhibit those symptoms. So Lord Chaitanya is fully displaying those symptoms as he's chanting along the banks of the Ganges, and people are taking the dust from his lotus feet freely. Sometimes great personalities are cautious about allowing people to touch their feet, because when you touch the feet of a person, and they transfer some karma, their karma, to that person. So many people avoid that, but here Lord Chaitanya, we see that everyone in this Sankirtan party had the opportunity to touch his lotus feet as he was chanting along the Ganges. It's a great opportunity for those devotees. Comments, questions? Next verse.
চন্দন চর্চিত শ্রী অঙ্গ শোভিত গলে দোলে বনমালা ডুলিয়া পড়য় প্রেমে থির নহে আনন্দে শচীর বালা.
His transcendental body was smeared with sandalwood pulp, and his neck was adorned with a garland of forest flowers. Out of ecstasy, the son of Sachi tottered to and fro. In the Brihad Vishnu Sahasranam in the Mahabharata, this description of Lord Chaitanya is given with his sandalwood pulp adorning a garland of forest flowers, and later saying he took sannyas. Next. Suvarna Varna Hemango. Yes.
কাম সরাসন ভ্রুযুগ পত্তন ভালে মলয়জ বিন্দু মুকুতা দশন শ্রীযুত বদন প্রকৃতি করুণা সিন্ধু.
Karuna Sindhu. His two eyebrows resembled the bow of Cupid. His forehead was decorated with dots of sandalwood paste. His teeth resembled rows of pearls. His face was enchanting, and his nature was an ocean of mercy. So sometimes we've seen that the devotees decorate the face of the deities with dots of sandalwood paste. So here we see it's also Lord Chaitanya's face was decorated in a similar way.
ক্ষণে শত শত বিকার অদ্ভুত কত করিব নিশ্চয় অশ্রু কত করিব নিশ্চয় অশ্রু কম্প ধর্ম পুলক বৈবর্ণ না জানি কতেক হয়
I am unable to describe the hundreds of wonderful transformations of love, such as tears, shivering, perspiring, hairs standing on end, and fading of bodily luster that manifest on his body.
ত্রিভঙ্গ হইয়া কভু দাণ্ডাইয়া অঙ্গুলে মুরলি বায় যিনি মত্ত গজ চলই সহজ দেখি নয়ন জুড়ায়
Sometimes he stood in a threefold bending form and pretended to play a flute with his fingers. His walking like a maddened elephant pleased the eyes of all. It seems like the commentary there is missing or misplaced there. Because the elephant pleased the walking like the elephant pleased the eyes of all was there. Anyway.
অতি মনোহর যজ্ঞ সূত্রবর সদয় হৃদয়ে শোভে এ বুঝি অনন্ত হই গুণবন্ত রহিলা পরশ লোভে
An enchanting Brahmin thread adorned his chest, which was filled with compassion. It appeared that the glorious Ananta had assumed that form with a desire to touch the Lord.
নিত্যানন্দ চাঁদ মাধব নন্দন শোভা করে দুই পাশে যত প্রিয়গণ করয়ে কীর্তন সবা চাহি চাহি হাসে
Nityananda Chandra and the son of Madhava were on either side of the Lord. As his dear associates performed kirtan, the Lord looked at them and smiled. Commentary. The phrase Madhava Nandana refers to Sri Gadadhar Pandit, the son of Madhava Mishra.
যাহার কীর্তন করি অনুক্ষণ শিব দিগম্বর ভোলা সে প্রভু বিহরে নগরে নগরে করিয়া কীর্তন খেলা
Shiva forgets his clothes by constantly chanting the glories of that Lord who is now enjoying the kirtan pastimes throughout the streets of Navadvip. So we see sometimes you'll see sadhus in India without any clothes on, Degambar sadhus. Sometimes that's a result of ganja smoking. But that's not the case with Lord Shiva. Here we see his forgetfulness of wearing clothes is through his chanting of the glories of the Lord, since he is a great devotee.
যে করণ বেশ যে অঙ্গ যে কেশ কমলা লালসা করে সে প্রভু ধুলায় গড়াগড়ি যায় প্রতি নগরে নগরে
Kamala, the goddess of fortune, desires to see the dress, the body, and the hair of that Lord who is now rolling in the dust of the streets of Navadvip.
লক্ষ কোটি দ্বীপে চাঁদের আলোকে না জানি কি ভ্যালো সুখে সকল সংসার হরি বহি আর না বলই কারো মুখে
I cannot describe the happiness that was manifest by the illumination from millions of torches and the rays of the moon. No one in the entire world uttered anything other than the name of Hari.
অপূর্ব কৌতুক দেখি সর্বলোক আনন্দে হইল ভোর সবেই সবার চাহিয়া বদন বলে ভাই হরি বলো সরি বলে ভাই হরি বলো
On seeing those wonderful pastimes, everyone was overwhelmed with ecstasy. They all looked at one another and exclaimed,
হরি বল
Hari Bol.
হরি বল প্রভুর আনন্দ জানে নিত্যানন্দ যখন যে রূপ হয় পরিবার বেলে দুই বাহু মেলে যেন অঙ্গে প্রভু রয়
Nityananda always knew what form the Lord's ecstasy was taking. When the Lord was about to fall, Nityananda stretched his arms out to support him. Commentary. The word bele means at the time of or during.
নিত্যানন্দ ধরি বিরাসন করি ক্ষণে মহাপ্রভু বৈশে বাম কক্ষে তালি দিয়া কুতূহলী হরি হরি বলি হাসে
Mahaprabhu grabbed Nityananda and sat down in the posture of Virasan. In a joyful mood, he then slapped his left side, smiled, and chanted, Hari Hari. Commentary. The word Virasan is described as Viranam Sadhakanam Asanam, a particular sitting posture for sadhakas. The sadhakas perform their sadhan while sitting in this posture. In the Geranda Sanghita, it is stated, Ekapada Mataikasmin Vinyasye Duru Samsthitam Itarasmin Tata Paschad Virasanam Idam Vidu. While making a resolution at the beginning of puja, one should sit in Virasan. The word Virasan refers to sitting like a hero, with one's left foot on the right thigh and right foot on the left thigh. Sometimes you see pictures or paintings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur sitting in this position. That's a little tough if you haven't practiced it. I haven't practiced it, but here it's recommended in doing one's sadhan, chanting, or puja.
অকপটে ক্ষণে কহয়ে আপনে মুই দেব নারায়ণ কংসাসুর মারি মুই সে কংসারি বলি ছলিয়া বাম
Sometimes he openly declared, I am Lord Narayan. I killed the demon Kunks and thus became known as the enemy of Kunks. I am Vaman who deceived Bali. So here the name of the enemy of Kunks is Kangsari, right? Kangsari. Yeah. Name of Krishna.
সেতু বন্ধ করি রাবণ সংহারি মুই সে রাঘব রায় করিয়া হুঙ্কার তত্ত্ব আপনার কহি চারিদিগে চায়
I am the king of the Raghu dynasty who built a bridge over the ocean and killed Ravan. The Lord would roar loudly and reveal his own glories while looking in the four directions.
এ বুঝে সে তত্ত্ব অচিন্ত মহত্ব সেই ক্ষণে কহে আনো দণ্ডে তৃণ ধরি প্রভু প্রভু বলি মাগয়ে ভকতি দান।
Who can understand the truth of his inconceivable glories? In the very next moment, he would take a straw between his teeth and beg for devotional service while calling out, "Oh Lord, oh Lord, Prabhu, Prabhu Bole." Yeah.
যখন যে করে গৌরাঙ্গ সুন্দরে সব মনোহর লীলা আপন বদনে আপন চরণে অঙ্গুলি ধরিয়া খেলা।
All of Gaurasundar's pastimes, such as putting his toe in his mouth, are most enchanting. I don't know where that pastime is, but it must have been.
বৈকুণ্ঠ ঈশ্বর প্রভু বিশ্বম্ভর সব নবদ্বীপে নাচে, সে দ্বীপ নাম নবদ্বীপ গ্রাম বেদে প্রকাশিত পাছে।
Lord Bishambhar, the Lord of Vaikuntha, danced throughout Navadvip, which the Vedas will later reveal is non-different from Svetadvip. Svetadvip. Commentary. The phrase Shab Navadipe refers to all the areas of Navadvip. Antardvip, Simantadvip, Godrumdvip, Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Ritudvip, Janudvip, Modadumdvip, and Rudradvip. If you count them, those are 9 islands for Navadvip. Sri Gaurasundar is not only the Lord of the universe, he is also the Lord of Vaikuntha. In other words, he is the Lord of both the material worlds and the transcendental abode of Vaikuntha. The word Svetadvip is explained as follows. The conception that the site of Sri Gaurasundar's Sankirtan procession pastime is the abode of Navadvip or Svetadvip is not understood through material knowledge, but is understood through spiritual knowledge. The materialists, controlled by mundane conceptions, cannot realize the svarup, or primary characteristics of the Dham. But when they actually understand the svarup of the Dham, they realize that Sridhama is not a place of enjoyment for living entities like animals, birds, and human beings. The word Veda means 4. In the villages of Bengal, children are taught to count to 10 as follows: 1 moon, 2 fortnights, 3 eyes of Shiva, 4 Vedas, 5 arrows of Cupid, 6 seasons, 7 oceans, 8 vasus, 9 planets, and 10 directions. Is that right? Did any of you learn this way?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh. So 4 Vedas, okay. Sri Navadvip is not a material abode. It is established in the Pancharatriki Rita Chaturvyuha. In other words, Navadvip is established in the platform described by the Pancharatras as pure goodness. This material world is 1/4 of the entire creation. Since it does not have the same qualities as the 3/4 creation, it cannot be accepted as similar. The characteristics that are found in the Panchatattva are also found in the Chaturvyuha. Moreover, if one understands the 3 Purusha avatars of the transcendental realm situated in the different oceans, then one achieves knowledge of the Chaturvyuha. By attaining knowledge of the science of the Purusha avatars, one attains knowledge of Vaikuntha, Goloka, and Svetadvip. Realization that Sri Navadvip Dham is Svetadvip has dawned on the living entities about 400 years, or 404 years, or 444 years after the appearance of the Supreme Lord. So a very interesting purport. Svetadvip is sometimes used as the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shiradakshay Vishnu. In this universe, the local Vaikuntha planet, where, at least according to Srimad Bhagavatam, the demigods went to that shore of that ocean to pray to Lord Vishnu when the world was overburdened by the defense force of demoniac kings, and that Lord Brahma sat in meditation, and Lord Vishnu sent a message to his heart that he would be coming soon, and that all the demigods would be requested to come appear on earth to help him in his mission. So that's Svetadvip. But also, Svetadvip is also identified with the supreme planet. Bhaje Svetadvipam tamaham yaha golokam itiyam. Goloka is also. So sometimes words can use different meanings, have different meanings in different contexts. Just like Atma, according to context, it can mean the body, the mind, or the soul. So similarly, Svetadvip, according to context, can mean that planet, the local Vaikuntha planet, or the supreme planet in the spiritual world. Questions or comments on this? Okay, next verse.
মন্দিরা মৃদঙ্গ করতাল শঙ্খ না জানি কতেক বাজে মহাহরি ধ্বনি চতুর্দিকে শুনি মাঝে শোভে দ্বিজ রাজে.
No one could count the wampers, mridungas, kartals, and conch shells that were vibrated. The best of the Brahmins danced amidst the tumultuous vibration of Hari's names. So apparently conch shells were also blown at this time, along with the kartals, mridungas, and wampers. Usually in our Sankirtan, we don't have conch shells blown so frequently. Here for Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan, first Sankirtan, they were blowing conch shells as well.
জয় 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 নগর কীর্তন জয় বিশ্বম্ভর নৃত্য বিংশ পদগীত চৈতন্য চরিত জয় চৈতন্যের ভৃত্য.
All glories to the Sankirtan procession, all glories to the dancing of Vishwambar, all glories to the 20 verses that describe the characteristics of Lord Chaitanya, all glories to the servants of Lord Chaitanya. Commentary, the phrase Vingsha Padagita refers to the 20 verses beginning Nache Vishwambar up to the verse ending Maje Shobha Dvija Raje. So those are just a couple of verses up then. So 20 verses that we already read and reviewed.
যেই দিকে চায় বিশ্বম্ভর রায় সেই দিক প্রেমে ভাসে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য ঠাকুর নিত্যানন্দ গায় বৃন্দাবন দাসে.
In whatever direction Lord Vishwambar glanced, everyone floated in waves of ecstatic love. I, Vrindavan Das Thakur, sing the glories of Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda.
হেন মহারঙ্গে প্রতি নগরে নগর কীর্তন করেন সর্বলোকের ঈশ্বর.
In this way, the Lord of all joyfully performed kirtan in all the towns of Navadvip.
অবিচ্ছিন্ন হরিধ্বনি সর্বলোকে করে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভেদিয়া ধ্বনি যায় বৈকুণ্ঠেরে.
The uninterrupted sound of everyone chanting the names of Hari penetrated the universe and entered Vaikuntha. Commentary. The sounds that enter the ears of conditioned souls are related to the domain within the 14 worlds. Spiritual sound vibrations penetrate the 14 material worlds, the Viraja, and Brahmalok, and after entering ears within the universe, appear as the Ekayana Paddhati, or the process enjoined in the Pancharatras.
শুনিয়া বৈকুণ্ঠনাথ শ্রী গৌর সুন্দর উল্লাসে উঠয় প্রভু আকাশ উপর.
On hearing that vibration, Sri Gaurasundar, the Lord of Vaikuntha, jumped high in ecstasy.
মত্ত সিংহ যিনি কত তরঙ্গ প্রভুর দেখিতে সবার হর্ষ বাড়য় প্রচুর.
The waves of the Lord's ecstasy could overcome a maddened lion. On seeing that manifestation, everyone's happiness increased.
গঙ্গা তীরে তীরে পথ আছে নদিয়ায়, আগে সেই পথে নাচি যায় গৌর রায়.
The location of the Lord Garanga first danced along the path on the bank of the Ganges in Nadia. Commentary. The location of the Ganges riverbed during the pastimes of Sri Gaurasundar has been understood by a few devotees of Yoga Pit, Sri Mayapur. Even today, the remnants of that riverbed can be seen. The Ganges used to flow from the northwest through this riverbed. Mahaprabhu led the Kirtan party along the path on the side of this riverbed. So according to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that old path of the riverbed passed right by the Yoga Pit, Lord Chaitanya's birth site. And of course, we know that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur established that Yoga Pit in its current location, which was contested by several others. In fact, if you read in the introduction of the Caitanya Bhagavat, a detailed description is given about some of the evidence that was used by Bhaktivinoda Thakur to establish this Yoga Pit at its current location in Mayapur. So here it's briefly alluded to because of the ancient riverbed that went by this Yoga Pit, where Lord Chaitanya danced along the Ganges at that location.
আপনার ঘাটে আগে বহু নৃত্য করি, তবে মাধায়ের ঘাটে গেলা গৌর হরি.
After first dancing for a long time at his own ghat, Gaur Hari proceeded to Madai's ghat. The Lord's commentary, the Lord's own ghat was situated a little south of his house. Madai's ghat was a short distance from there. So if you remember, after Lord Chaitanya delivered Jagai Madhai, they asked what they should do. So they were given the instruction to build a ghat for people to come. And because they had offended so many people, so when people, they would sit by the ghat, Jagai Madhai specifically, and chant the holy name. And anyone who would come, he would offer his respect and obeisances and ask for forgiveness there. So Lord Chaitanya's ghat was along this land, and very close by was Madai's ghat, a smaller ghat, bathing place.
বারোকোনা ঘটে নগরিয়া ঘাটে গিয়া গঙ্গার নগর দিয়া গেলা শিমুলিয়া.
after passing by Barakorna Ghat and Nagariya Ghat, he went through Ganga Nagara to Simulia. Simulia, commentary. The Barakorna Ghat was situated after Madhai's Ghat. After that came a huge ghat for the town residents. After that came the village of Ganga Nagara, and some time ago, Ganga Nagara was situated adjacent to the village of Bariudanga. How do you say that?
You said it right.
Oh, okay. The ancient village of Simulia was situated less than a mile from the northeast corner of Ganga Nagar. So this is, we're getting some geography here. Since the Ganges presently flows within the Chadi Ganga riverbank, which is also known as Gudgude, some parts of the Simulia village have been swept away. And the area that has been swept away has at various times been called Krishnanagar, Charakastashali, Taranavash, and Kadiati. At present, the goddess Simantini is situated under a peepal tree in the place known as Kalashipada. During the time of the Lord, the village of Simulia was situated a few thousand cubits from here. So how long is a cubit? This long, right? That's a cubit. So somewhere around a foot, maybe a little longer than a foot. 1,000, so that's about 300 yards from there. It's similar. So Simulia, the town of Simulia, is on the island of Simantadweep, and that's where Chankazi's house was situated at that time. So we're getting a directions where Caitanya is traveling this way. So when you go to Navadweep, you can also follow these directions to follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan party on his way from Navadweep and his area in Yogapit Mayapur to Chankazi's house.
লক্ষ কোটি মহাদ্বীপ চতুর্দিকে জলে, লক্ষ কোটি লোক চতুর্দিকে হরি বলে.
Millions of large torches burned in the four directions, and millions of people chanted the name of Hari in the four directions.
চন্দ্রের আলোকে অতি অপূর্ব দেখিতে, দিবানিশি একক কেহ নারে নিশ্চয়ইতে.
The entire scene looked most wonderful in the moon rays. No one could tell whether it was day or night.
সকল দুয়ার শোভা করে সুমঙ্গলে রম্ভা, পূর্ণঘট আম্রসার দীপ জলে.
At every doorstep, there were auspicious items like bananas, clay pots filled with water, mango twigs, and ghee lamps.
অন্তরিক্ষে থাকি যত স্বর্গ দেবগণ, চম্পক মল্লিকা পুষ্প করে বরিশন.
The demigods showered champak and mallika flowers from the sky. It's an interesting point that in many times during the Leelas of Krishna and other sometimes great devotees, that flower petals would be showered from the sky. And this here at this time also. There was an apparition or display in Fatima in the early 1900s, where 3 little children, herding children, supposedly saw the vision of the Virgin Mary. in Fatima, which is in Portugal. And at that time also, there was showering of flowers from the sky, flower petals from the sky. It's very interesting.
পুষ্প বৃষ্টি হইল নবদ্বীপ বসুমতী পুষ্পরূপে জিহ্বার সে করিল উন্নতি.
Jiva, that's the tongue, right? The flowers that were showered on Navadvip appeared like the tongue of Mother Earth. I don't know how that works.
সুকুমার পদাম্বুজ প্রভুর জানিয়া জিহ্বা প্রকাশিলা দেবী পুষ্পরূপ হওয়া.
Understanding that the Lord's lotus feet were most tender, the goddess extended her tongue in the form of those flowers. Okay. Commentary. The tongue of Mother Earth has been compared to flowers. The goddess of earth manifested her own tongue in the form of flowers. The roads were decorated with flowers so that the soft, beautiful lotus feet of Gaur-Sundar could walk on them. If we remember, then the Lord Krishna in his childhood pastimes would walk in the forest of Vrindavan. The gopis were concerned that his feet would be soft, which were very soft, would be injured by the path. And so they were thinking in the same way as Mother Earth here, getting the opportunity to soften the road on his way to Jankazi's house.
আগে নাচে শ্রীবাস অদ্বৈত হরিদাস পাছে নাচে গৌরচন্দ্র সকল প্রকাশ.
Srivas, Advaita, and Haridas danced in front, while Gaurachandra danced behind them with his associates.
যে নগরে প্রবেশ করয় গৌর রায় গৃহবৃত্তি পরিহরি সর্বলোক ধায়.
As soon as Gauranga entered a different neighborhood, everyone left their household duties and came running.
দেখিয়া সে চান মুখ জগৎ জীবন দণ্ডবোধ হইয়া পড়ে সর্বজন.
On seeing the moon-like face of the Lord, who is the life and soul of the world, everyone fell to the ground to offer obeisances. See, the word there is what? What is that word?
দণ্ডবোধ.
Dandavat. Dandavat, right? So apparently everyone, men, women, children, everybody was offering Dandavat when the Lord came by, seeing his moon-like face.
নারীগণ হুলাহুলি দিয়া বলে হরি স্বামী পুত্র গৃহ বিত্ত সকল পাশরি.
The ladies forgot their husbands, children, homes, and wealth, and made auspicious sounds and chanted the name of Hari. Ulahuli, the auspicious sounds, right? Narigan, ladies.
অর্বুদ অর্বুদ নগরিয়া নদিয়ার কৃষ্ণ রসে উন্মাদ হইল সবাকার.
Millions and millions of Nadia residents all became intoxicated in the ecstasy of Krishna consciousness.
কেহ নাচে কেহ গায় কেহ বলে হরি কেহ গড়াগড়ি যায় আপনা পাশরি.
Some danced, some sang, and some chanted the name of Hari, while some forgot themselves and rolled on the ground.
কেহ কেহ নানা মতো বাদ্য বায় মুখে কেহ কারো কাঁধে উঠে পরানন্দ সুখে.
Some made noises like various musical instruments with their mouths, and some climbed on others' shoulders in ecstasy. I don't know if you know how to make sounds like a musical instrument, anyone? But
কেহ কারো চরণ ধরিয়া পড়ি কাঁদে কেহ কারো চরণ ধরিয়া পড়ি কাঁদে কেহ কারো চরণ আপন কেশে বাঁধে।
some grabbed others' feet and cried, and some tied others' feet with their hair. I don't know about that. So how does that go on?
কেহ দণ্ডবৎ হয় কাহারো চরণে কেহ কোলাকুলি বা করয়ে কারো শনে।
Some offered obeisances at the feet of others, and some embraced others.
কেহ বলে মুই এই নিমাই পণ্ডিত জগৎ উদ্ধার লাগি হেনু বিদিত।
Someone said, I am Nimai Pandit, and I have advented to deliver the world.
কেহ বলে আমি দ্বীপের বৈষ্ণব, কেহ বলে আমি বৈকুণ্ঠের পারিষদ।
Someone else said, I am a Vaishnav from Shetadvip. Another person said, I am an associate of the Lord from Vaikuntha.
কেহ বলে এবে কাজী বেটা গেল কোথালা গালি পাইলে আজি চূর্ণ করো মাথা।
Someone else said, where is the Kaji now? If I catch him, I'll smash his head.
পাষণ্ডী ধরিতে কেহ রড় দিয়া যায়, পাষণ্ডী ধরিতে কেহ রড় দিয়া যায়, ধরো ধরো এই পাপ পাষণ্ডী পলায়।
Some ran to catch the atheists, exclaiming, catch him! There goes a sinful atheist running away.
বৃক্ষের উপরে গিয়া কেহ কেহ চড়ে, সুখে পুনঃ পুনঃ গিয়া লাফ দিয়া পড়ে।
In their happiness, some people repeatedly climbed up a tree and jumped to the ground.
পাষণ্ডীরে ক্রোধ করি কেহ ভাঙে ডাল, কেহ বলে এই মুই পাষণ্ডীর কাল।
Expressing their anger, some broke tree branches and some said, I am death personified for the atheists.
অলৌকিক শব্দ কেহ উচ্চ করি বলে, যমরাজা বাঁধিয়া আনিতে কেহ চলে।
Some made some loud, unnatural sounds, and someone went to arrest Yamaraj and bring him there.
সেইখানে থাকি বলে আরো যমদূত, বল গিয়া যথা আছে তোর সূর্যসূত, বৈকুণ্ঠ নায়ক অবতরী শচী ঘরে আপনি কীর্তন করে নগরে নগরে।
Standing there, he said, Oh, Jamadutas, go and inform your master, the son of Surja, that the Lord of Vaikuntha has incarnated in the house of Sachi, and he is personally performing kirtan throughout the city of Navadvip.
যে নাম প্রভাবে তোর ধর্মরাজ যম, যে নামে তরিল অজামিল বিপ্রাধম।
By the influence of the holy names, Jama became renowned as Dharmaraj, the authority on religious principles. By the influence of the holy names, the fallen Brahmin Ajamil was delivered. Simply by the influence of the name of Hari, Yamaraj was designated Dharmaraj. Simply by the influence of Namabhas, the fallen Brahmin Ajamil was delivered from the hands of Yamaraj. In other words, Yamaraj released Ajamil because he engaged in namabhas. There's different stages of chanting. There's the offensive stage, the clearing stage, pure stage, and the chanting in pure love of God. So this namabhas is an intermediate stage where one chants without offense, but not in full consciousness and appreciation of Lord Krishna or the holy name. So that influence, just by chanting Namabhas, Ajamil was delivered from the being taken away by the Yamadutas. So Yamaraj is being appreciated here, since he instructed his Yamaduta followers, servants, not to take someone like Ajamil, and whoever chants the name of God, don't take them in not this Namabhas fashion. Next.
হেন নাম সর্বমুখে প্রভু বলাইলা, উচ্চারণে শক্তি নাহি সে তাহা শুনিলা.
The Lord is now inducing everyone to chant those holy names. And those who are unable to chant are hearing those names. So some people were not able to chant, but most people can chant. Yeah.
প্রাণীমাত্র কারে যদি করে অধিকার, মোর দোষ নাহি তবে করিব সংহার.
So if Jama attempts to display his authority by punishing any living entities, then I cannot be blamed when I destroy him.
ঝাট কহ দিয়া যথা আছে চিত্রগুপ্ত, ঝাট কহ গিয়া যথা আছে চিত্রগুপ্ত, পাপীর লেখন সব ঝাট কর লুপ্ত.
Go quickly and inform Chitragupta that he should immediately destroy the records of the sinners. Commentary. There are 14 Jamas. Chitragupta is one of them. He is entrusted with the duty of recording the sinful and pious activities of the human beings. Someone intoxicated by chanting the Lord's names is saying that whatever Chitragupta Yama has recorded about the sinful human being should now, by the influence of the chanting of the holy names, be wiped clean. During the Vietnam War in this country, there was a draft board created where young people were drafted to join the army. So in some draft boards, people broke into the draft board and destroyed the records so that the people couldn't be drafted to join the army. So that's a material example, but similar here. They're saying Chitragupta has his records. Whether they're sinful activities or pious activities, they both bind us to the material world. So the chanting of the holy names of the Lord purifies all kinds of activities, so that one is free to go back to Godhead at the end of this life. Hare Krishna. I think it's past time. Thank you very much. This is the Kirtan party is going on, and so in the Chaitanya Caritamrita, there's just a brief mention here, but we see in the Chaitanya Bhagavat it's going on and on and on for it seems like eons, but it's just that one evening, the Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Oh, Brajesh Govinda has his hand up, I see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandot Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, Prabhu, it's a nice class. It's beautiful. Everything I hear that from, the same thing. So all the things I like, especially, the Mahaprabhu Mercy and the Prabhupada Mercy. You were just talking about the Ghat, Madai Ghat, Mahaprabhu Ghat. And also same as the Vrindavan also has something, the Keshi Ghat. Lots of is all of this villaging. It's a villager's word. Might be, so ours country, some city also, that the world have the city. People really doesn't know. But only for the Mahaprabhu Mercy we can hear from the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavad, then we understand all the things. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasinabhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo